Hey, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, generous donations, super thanks, super chats, hypes, everything. I appreciate it all. I do apologize. I forgot that the Steelers played last night and I had to watch them lose, apparently. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out the energy and then let's see what the message that Spirit has for us today. Speaking of message, someone doesn't like the message that they received, and instead of them just accepting that and ruminating on it, letting it sit or feel those emotions, they went after the messenger. They discounted the messenger for what the message that was revealed. And it's like sometimes people tell you things not because they want to try and bring you down, but because this is important stuff that you need to hear. Bottom of the deck. Unexpected income. I feel like this, instead of this being unexpected income, this is good advice. Somebody gave somebody some unexpected, really good advice. And they were in their thoughts about it. Instead of them taking out what was valuable, they acted childish. Somebody was concerned enough. Hey, high priestess, to let somebody else know about this thief, somebody that was stealing their money, their time, their joy, how they feel about themselves. They let them know about how somebody's going to rob you blind for whatever type of robbing was getting ready to happen. And this could have been somebody that they was hanging out with, somebody in the community or something that was going to lead them straight to poverty. But instead, they decided they was going to have this relationship with this person. Either they was going to call them family, or it was supposed to have been some secret relationship or something. And then everything for this person started to change. Everything for this person has changed. And now they're receiving judgment regarding this relationship. And they are feeling bad. Their health is deteriorating. Their money is changing. Maybe somebody is losing a house or something. But whatever it is, this person's not doing that well. This person may even have to go to court behind this in the not too distant future. And they are about to lose a great fortune. Now somebody's concerned about what they worked on. Now somebody's really concerned because they refuse to let it go. See, the information that somebody provided was a great gift. That was their get out of jail free card. That was that somebody who provided that information was of high honor. This was somebody who was talking that good shit. And now somebody's in despair for how the path that they decided that they was going to go on. Instead of sitting there giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, saying, wait, before I go any further, let me look at what this person just told me. Let me think about it. Let me see if it applies. Let me look at the other person in a different light to see, are they telling the truth or are they just hating? Hey, Robert. Because see, somebody that they was in a relationship, somebody looked at them as the wealthy man, as they had a lot to take. Because somebody didn't realize how much they had to lose. And now this journey that they was on, they got a message. They got that message. This mature woman was telling somebody, you know what, somebody's getting ready to work really, 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 really hard because somebody wanted to be seen as a privileged lady. And just like I said, somebody was just out for whatever they could take. They just wanted that sudden wealth without having to put the work in. Now this main male is talking to, and this mature man, you know, maybe they're both getting locked up. Or else this main male, you know, decided that this mature man, you know, something about somebody who is now imprisoned. Hey, K Hyphy. Or you know what? I feel like this main male didn't listen to this mature man. Didn't listen to the mature man. And now somebody, like I said, they may be locked up. They may be in their mind. They may have to go to court and really get locked up. And they was expecting the false person to come through. But that false person is nowhere to be found. That false person don't want nothing to do with it because they want to go ahead and they got what they wanted. And now they gone. And so now somebody's looking for the main female to be the official person to come through. What's the message, Spirit? Hey, lies never stuck. How are you? What's the message? Thank you so very much, Robert. What's the message? Yeah, it's like, you know, don't pew-pew the messenger. Listen to the message. Understand what's being said. You know, this main female, she probably worked long and hard. She been through some things. She been through the fire. You know, she has that wisdom. She knows. She worked hard for her spot. But like I said, somebody else that was just being childish, now they are concerned. You know, because they had these unmet expectations that whole relationship that they was being warned about was going to work out. They was like, oh, you don't know what's going on. You stop hating, whatever, hater. Now they got to find out that somebody really wasn't hating. They was actually trying to save. Somebody wasn't hating, they were saving. Hey, Lightworker William. Hey, Ayana, how are you? You know, and like I said, then this privileged lady, the one who wanted to be a privileged lady, sent a message like, okay, well, to the main male, I got mine, you know, and what's going on? They got what they wanted. They took what they came to take. And now this main male want to be in bad health over this relationship, over this courtship, when somebody was told the truth. They was told the truth that somebody was coming just to steal, kill, and destroy. And that was it. But if you don't want to listen, you don't have to. You can go right on ahead. Do that shit. Do that thing. Do that thing. You look real cool taking the right path, going to the left. You look real cool losing everything. You look real cool having it all and giving it all to somebody who didn't deserve shit. The same time while you sitting here being so disrespectful and disrespecting the person who came with the information. That look real cool. Now it's something is over. Their life is over. Their financial is over. Their peace is over. Maybe the job is over. Something they like whatever they did, whatever they used to have. They used to have that. They was used to having it. And now because they didn't appreciate what somebody was telling them the truth, they used to have it. What's the message, Spirit? All right, K Hyphy, enjoy your day at work. Hey, Lightworker William. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. They had some expectations. We all have expectations. But hey, Malcolm, instead of us being sold on a dream and we got these expectations, we need to live in reality 24/7. All 15 days of the week. We have to ground ourselves in reality. We have to understand that everybody that come and tell us what we don't want to hear, that's not somebody that's trying to hate on us. That might be somebody that's trying to save us. But yeah, like I said, somebody went on their journey. They had to learn the hard way. They had to learn the most expensive way. And what way did they choose? What did they sacrifice? Money was the easy thing to sacrifice. What was harder is if they sacrificed their confidence, their soul, their peace of mind, their freedom, their family. What was the sacrifice? Or were they really waking up to find out that they were the sacrifice? What's the message? What's the message? Yep, exactly. Exactly, like Worker William. They won't learn any other way. They play stupid games and all they get are stupid prizes. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's funny it ain't funny when you sit there and you watch somebody lose it all. Their confidence starts to drop. Their looks start to change because now they don't feel as good about themselves. Their relationships start to fail because now that they're changing and they starting to get more needy. And whenever you get needy, you're sitting here trying to grasp onto everything, and your whole personality changes because you don't feel good about yourself anymore. Somebody didn't realize what a gift that they had because they didn't realize the gift that they was. They allowed somebody else to talk them out their spot. Hey, Diane. When you allow somebody to talk you out of your spot and you tend to look at somebody else who's doing you wrong, put them on the pedestal, then it's like you start to really take a dip. That's when the universe come in and show you what you was doing. Show you the error of your ways. You have to make sure that your eyes are open, not just these eyes, but your third eye. You have to be open to the message, open to hearing what somebody is trying to say, even if the person who's trying to come in to steal, destroy, and unalive you, even when that person come and say, oh no, don't believe Susie Q over here because Susie Q just don't like me because Susie Q this and that and the other. You have to stop and think, wait, why would Susie Q not like you? Because there's a reason. There's a reason. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Someone had these expectations that things was going to go great. It was all going to fall into place. It sure did. If you can consider a tower falling into place, what's the message? Anything else? I guess nothing else from this deck. And sometimes, when some people allow themselves to go so far down the rabbit hole that they don't even recognize their life or who they are anymore. And then somebody else says, didn't Susie Q tell you about these things? Then somebody wants to snap out of it, because at that point they have no choice. Bottom of the deck. Because somebody then already walked away. There is no other choice. And this person is thinking about, everything that they built up, everything that they had, what was secure, the gift that they were, the promising future that they had. Like I said, judgment was called how somebody came in to steal, unalive, and destroy. And then they wanted to pew-pew the messenger when somebody was telling them the truth. This is somebody that could have been in their family. Somebody spoke the truth. But if they didn't want to hear it, you ain't got to hear it. It reminds me of, one person that I know. This is years ago. One person I know years ago was, and this was like something that was explosive to this person, because cards went everywhere. Hold on. Somebody I know was definitely going down the wrong track. Was going the wrong way. Everybody told this person, dude, you're going the wrong way. Stop. They didn't stop. They called us haters. Say, oh yeah, you don't know what you don't know this person. That me and this person's like this. We cool. We ace boon coons. We like play brother. We don't get no tighter. Okay. When that person got into so much fucking trouble and had to go to prison for years, then, me going to go visit that person, and they said, what you should have did was you should have had an intervention. Intervention? What the hell do you think we was doing? Everybody was telling you everybody should have got together. No, because if everybody got together, you wouldn't have shown up. You would have said, I ain't getting it. Everybody ain't getting in my fucking business like that. So you did have an intervention. You had several of them, but you chose not to listen. Hey, Letitia, how are you, sweetie? Yeah, see, somebody, they turned their back on what you were saying, not knowing that they was facing that somebody was only there to steal, to unalive, to destroy, and to leave them distraught. That was it. They didn't want nothing else. And see, what they couldn't see was people were sitting there giving them an intervention, telling them this is what you don't see in the dark. You don't see that this person is a hidden enemy. God was talking through these people, trying to tell this, and that we just can say that this person is ignorant, not in a mean way, but in a way of not understanding how people act. Somebody was a hidden enemy and didn't want this person to be happy, didn't want this person to succeed, didn't want this person to have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And see, this person, and these came reversed too. This person refused to look at the heartache that they was going to have. This person is distraught. It's hard for this person to heal. Because you know what? This person did not want to go the right direction. They kept going in the wrong direction. It's like, you know what? Think about it. If you at the crossroads, knowing that you should have turned right and went right 400 miles, but instead you turn left and you keep going left and thinking, well, as long as I keep going left, I'm going to double down, I'm going to triple down, I'm going to quadruple down, and I'm going to keep going left. You're not eventually going to swing back around and come to the right. You always going to be going further the wrong fucking way. What the fuck? They refuse to think about somebody that they've known who was telling them the right direction, was telling them this was not the person for them, this was not the relationship for them, and that person was lying to them. They refused to accept the truth that they were being lied to. They refused to accept that, you know what, all shit for them stopped. Confirmation from my baby in the garage because I don't want her getting on my last damn nerve during this reading. You know, they thinking they making it hard on you. You ain't making it on nobody when you the one who's out there not winning. How that make it hard on somebody else? Because you want to be ignorant. Because you want to go the wrong fucking way. Because you don't want to get right, so you end up getting left. How to make it hard on somebody else? Hey, 2B Records. Hey, Red Violet. Hey, Angelique. How are you? See, now somebody's sitting here and they're looking. Oh, they looking real close. They noticing things. They noticing a lot of things. Hey, Her Terrell. How are you? Hi, Melissa. Her Terrell Podcast, A Fool's Journey. How I love your channel name. Yes, now they looking at the relationship that you had with this person, how you was worthy, how you was telling them some good shit. You had seen it before. You did your investigation. You could see on the inside of somebody, and your intuition was telling somebody the truth. How they needed to leave this witch, but instead, no, they want to stay right there. They want to stay right there. Well, if you love misery, I like it for you. I like it for you. It look, like I said, it look real good on you. Somebody is flabbergasted. Everything that they doing is dropping to the ground. Everything is falling. You know, they can't get out of this mess that they in. You know, their money is no good. It's not right. The wheel of fortune is not turning in their favor. They don't have any rest. You know, they prayers are not being answered. You know, all because this person decided to sacrifice themselves. They feel powerless. They feel like they don't have no strength. And they, like I said, they cannot even protect themselves. What kind of life is this? What kind of life is this? And see, they had all these bright plans for this future, and they was, and they was going to do this, they was going to do that, they was going to, everything was looking bright, but instead they got with the wrong motherfucker, and all that shit was dead. Because they chose to believe a liar. Now here they are, sick, busted, and disgusted, tussling with theyself. Can't sleep, can't eat. They don't know how they're going to pay their fucking bills. All because, you know what? Now they sitting here thinking about how you told them that good shit, that good information, the truth. You said it, and how this person was so beyond themselves, they just was like, well, I don't even have to listen to them. They just trying to destroy something. They want to get in the middle of something. Get in the middle of you doing yourself dirty. Absolutely. Yes, we did. What's the message, Spirit? Get in the middle of watching you ruin your entire life. Absolutely. The collective does want to get in the middle of you sitting there ruining your entire life. If God gives us a message to give to you, accept the message. Thank them for the message. Find out what parts fit and what parts don't fit. If you feel like none of it fit, go on with your bad self. But if you can see how it could possibly fit, protect yourself now as opposed to having nothing left to even have to protect. You know what you're doing, protecting yourself as you sitting on the street, because now you don't have shit. Now they sitting here thinking about how they believe this fucking lie, how they believed the liar and they discounted you. Hey, J Mike, how are you? How you look? How you feel now? Like in the wise words of Kool Moe Dee, how you like me now? What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, all because they thought that somebody had something that they was going to be able to capitalize on. As opposed to sitting there listening to you because you had the truth. You know, what's more important? Looking at what somebody else got, thinking, oh, I'm going to get that. Or listening to the truth. It's like, where does it balance out at? The truth holds a lot more weight. The truth holds a lot more weight than what you perceive somebody else to have, because this could all be a lie. The truth is always going to be better in the end than sitting there thinking, well, What's the message, Spirit? Yes. The truth is always going to set somebody free. And see, this is the person who told the truth. That's the one who was stable. That's the one who really had it going on. But now it's like somebody else in this person's family is telling them, hey, is giving them the real deal. Somebody that has some knowledge, some wisdom is sharing with this person, you know what? You already had everything that you needed whenever you was with this person, but yet you still decided that you wanted to give everything away. And now everything is out the open and somebody's really understanding how immature they were. They see clearly now how they was just not willing to listen to what you had to say. I don't know if it because this person had they feet in the air or something, thinking that they knew it all. Look at this, how this person's sitting. One of them people that you can't tell them everything because every time you try and tell them something, oh, I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know. Well, if you knew it, why are you going through it? If you knew it, you would have saw it. You would have agreed when Collector said it, if you knew it. But sitting there, I know. Well, first of all, this is a closed heart chakra right here. Somebody that feel like they gotta always sit here, they not trying to let nothing in. It ain't going into the heart, it ain't going into the ears, and it sure the fuck ain't going into the head. So if you knew it, why are you going through it? That's what they knew it all. Couldn't tell them nothing. And yet they want to hold back from you like they protecting themselves, from you. and holding and telling this witch everything. Well, it's the witch that's trying to take everything. You sitting there holding back and like you protecting somebody else, like you was protecting this person, but it was this person that you should have been listening to. This is the one who actually had what you would wanted and was an empress, you know. But instead now, they want to give it to the devil. They want to give it to the devil. Well, give it to the devil then. In fact, you didn't even give it to the devil. You allowed the devil to take it. There was no giving it. You allowed the devil to take what wasn't theirs. And apparently it ain't yours no more either. What's the message, Spirit? And you had such a promising future. Somebody did. Somebody had such a bright and promising future. But instead, they didn't want to hear nothing. They didn't want to see nothing. They didn't even want to see what was right in front of their face. They didn't want to see what the obvious was. So somebody had to tell them, listen. Somebody had to share with them, listen. The reason that this is because you thought that you knew it all. You didn't want to take somebody's advice. You want to hold back from somebody when somebody is giving you real information. And now everybody's sitting there looking like, damn, like, why you even do that? You know, people was talking about the move that you made. Damn, well, that was weird. Why they do that? All because you want to listen to a liar. Now it's like their world is changed. They trying to see how they can complete this cycle, but they in the middle of it. Round and round. They on the what's them things? What them things called? Them little furry animals that go on around a gerbil or something like that. Hamster wheel. Them hamsters. Y'all, if it looks like a mouse, I don't deal with it at all. Gerbils, hamsters, I'm afraid of them suckers. If you got one, don't invite me over because I'm going to get it fucked up and I'm going to end up stepping on that sucker. Trust me. Guinea pigs, none of that. None of that. I'm afraid of all that. You'll be like, what did you do to my gerbil? Oh, that was a pet? Sorry. Hey, the Roman Zelensky. How are you? The Roman Zelensky. How are you? Did I say good morning, Ayana? If I didn't, I just did, okay? What's the message? Hi, the soul archetype. Hello, Beatrice. How are you? Oh, you lost your phone. I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad that you're here this morning. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah. And see, this person now that they're looking at you, and you know, you had to go on and just do you. Because you had to make sure that you was protected. You had to separate yourself. Because you know what? It's like it's like this person was, you saw that this person was being done wrong. You saw that this person was being ghosted. You saw what was going on. You know, it's like you had to separate yourself to even try and find out what was going on with this person. And now this person, it's like they know that they need to come back. They need to apologize to you for trying to, instead of them taking your advice for holding back. And you know, and you're not even the person that's going to be like, well, see, I told your ass, so I did. See, I told you. What did I say? That's what you get. You're not that type of person. But just the fact that, you know what, it hurts. It hurts you, you know? And we back. We back. We lost it for a minute, but Beatrice, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, it's like somebody had to finally tell this person, who they was dealing with, who they actually had. It's like somebody didn't want to. Hey Melissa, you could be somebody's mother. This could have been your child that you was trying to say, wait, that's not really your friend, or I don't, I'm not trying to get in the middle. I want you to be happy, but I don't want you just to give up everything that you worked so hard for. This is like somebody working so hard, going through, medical school or working so hard and taking the bar, and they finally they passed the bar the first time, and then they go out and rob a fucking bank. Would you give all that shit up for? You passed the bar, you was an attorney, but you go out and rob a bank because somebody said that's gonna be a good idea? Where is your brain? They really like, and this person, they betrayed you. They betrayed you to the utmost. And here you are giving them love, unconditional love, real love. Whenever you was with this person, they were balanced. Their life was better. They was growing. You encouraged them. You helped them. You went above and beyond for them. And this person couldn't see it. And the shit was so clear right in front of their fucking face, and they still couldn't see it. All because they chose not to. They wanted to shut down their emotions against you. They didn't want to feel nothing for you because you spoke the truth. You spoke the truth to them. And so you said, okay, well, you go ahead. You do it your way. Let me know how that turns out. Boom. That's exactly how it turned out. Everything. It's all gone. There's nothing left. And now this person is sitting here thinking about this information that you told them, what you told them, and they're recalling all of it. All they had to do was just go into a different direction and choose somebody else. If it was about a relationship, they shouldn't have chose to be with the person who like, what do you work at night? Daddy, I work at night. And why you got a few different names? Well, I don't know. It's just one of those things. And why your favorite song, Bad Girls by Donna Summer? I mean, come on. It's out there. What the hell? But yet they wanted to give to somebody else because they felt like somebody else could give them better. They did. They gave them a lot better. A lot better. They gave them instead of them having that home with air conditioning and heat, they gave them a better tent that they could ever live in, period. Instead of them having all the toilet paper and all the bathroom privacy and the shower and everything, they didn't like that. They loved the outhouse. They loved, having to go to the bathroom at the quick stop and do a quick wash up. Their whole life has changed. They traded some shit in for nothing. Oh, because they didn't want to hear what you had to say. Don't pew-pew the messenger. Pew-pew the motherfucker that's trying to do you wrong. The messenger is sent from God to let you know you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Can't stress it enough. You're going the wrong way. Somebody was like, you don't tell me. You don't own me. You ain't my daddy. You ain't my mama. And even if you are, I ain't got to listen to you. I'm grown. Well, go on with your grown self. Go on with your grown self. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, little adult. Bye-bye, young adult. Bye. Let's see what else. Bottom of the deck. Now somebody all in their emotions. They in their feelings now. Because they thinking about this bright future that they had and how you told them because you felt it. And they was like, well, you feeling shit again, huh? Well, now they're looking at everything that they invested in and how they, like I said, and how this liar got them to work with them, and they thought that, oh, let me go on this different path. It's going to be a dream come true. What a dream. Or is this called a nightmare? I'm not sure. Either way, somebody was sleep like a mug. The okie doke, right? Somebody drink the damn Kool-Aid. And you was trying to fight for this person. You was trying to fight for this person to still be able to maintain, to have their own shit, to do whatever they was doing, to still have their independence, to still feel good about themselves. And you told them the truth, but yet they going rushing towards the lie. They couldn't go fast enough. They was like, and I'm gonna have this. They was like, And you know what? I even got a dragon. I'm only gonna let you see my dragon if you just leave so-and-so. Don't believe Susie Q. If you believe Susie Q, I'm not gonna let you see my dragon. They was like, oh, I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. They was like, come on over here. But before you see my dragon, I need some money. I need $20,000 so that you could see the dragon. Only because my cousin who lived right next door to the dragon has the key. And my cousin said, so they believe in all this bullshit, the most outlandish bullshit. And you even had to break it down to this person. Dude, sis, are you fucking kidding me? Dragons don't even really exist. They like, why are you hating? Okay. See, everybody talking about this person. Everybody is talking. Everybody is laughing. Because like I said, this person, they was on their way. They was on their way. Everything was balanced. They was on the way to being a whole emperor. Everything was out in the open. Everything was so crystal clear. God was preparing a table for them. Every step that they took, God was just blessing them, blessing them, blessing them. And now they sitting here upset, sick, busted, and disgusted because they chose to believe the lie. And they broke their own heart, thinking they was going to break yours. Now this person, like I said, they want to come up and they want to apologize to you because you are that wounded healer. You already been through the war. You was trying to save them from having to go through the war. But they wanted to sacrifice everything. And now ain't shit happening for them. See, the wheel of fortune is turning in out of that person's favor because everybody looking at this person like they are a fool and how they thought they was going to leave you in a position. Oh, they did. They left you in a good ass position as somebody who knew what the fuck was going on. What better position could they have left you in? But it's unfortunate that they fuck themselves over trying to fuck you over. Sometimes fucking ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? You trying to stand up for this person's honor and they turn their back on you. Sometimes fucking just ain't even worth it. Sometimes if it look like fish, it smell like fish, you can't even stand to be around it. You like, oh shit, leave the shit alone. If it look like it's Famunda cheese around the tip of it, leave that shit alone. You like, damn, is it supposed to be? Is the tip of this thing, is it dying? Is that green? What the hell is that? Is that cheese? What the fuck is going on? Leave the shit alone. If it seemed like it's a lie, it's a lie. If they got to explain and have some big old extra explanation to the explanation that they got, it's a lie. It's a lie. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, open up that brain. Like Remy Ma say, are you dumb? What's the master spirit? And see, now these was coming in. Yeah, somebody they feel like it wasn't a dream, it wasn't a wish fulfillment. They chose the wrong fucking path. They was, trying to win at all costs. They didn't win at all costs. That shit backfired. Now they are distraught. They ain't got a fucking pot to piss in. They didn't do their homework. That you talk about somebody being depressed, they fucking distraught, depressed, upset, and they didn't even weigh their pros and cons. They just went straight for the con. And then any relationship that you have with them in the past, that shit is done. That shit is over. It's like, who the fuck gonna sit here and allow somebody to be their disrespect to be so fucking disrespectful, and then whenever they find out that damn, they done went 1,000 miles to the left and all they had to do was go 2 blocks to the right and you would have been there? Like, what? For real? Confirmation. Motherfucking-mation. For real? You had to go 2 blocks this way. You done went 1,000 miles all the way there. You know how expensive it is to travel 1,000 miles? You know how many hours that is? You going over water. You probably going over mountains. You going through valleys. You crossing crocodiles and shit, deserts and all that other bullshit, passing snakes up. And now you got to turn around and come back. Oh, okay. You like it. If you like it, we love it. You like it, we love it. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this stack? See, and it wasn't until and it could have been a situation of you was a female trying to tell a male, or you was a confirmation, or you was a male trying to tell a female, one or the other. It was one of those types of things. And somebody was looking at you like, you just hating. You just hating. You just mad because you ain't my dad or whatever. But you was telling somebody, this ain't the relationship for you. Don't get with that witch. I'm telling you, there's no good. There's no good that's going to come from this one. I'm telling you, ain't nobody trying to hate on you. There's something that you don't know. And it's like, well, you just hating. Okay, well, ask her why her street name is Trixie on this block, Roxanne on this block, But yet when she go to church, her name is Sister Sarah. Ask her why she got all them damn cell phones. Ask her why her best friend's name is John. Everybody she know, oh, that's just my John. I mean, my friend John. Ask her that shit. Or ask him why he talking about some, oh, yeah, that my mama. That my mama. Sugar mama? Who is that? But yet behind her back, he called her the B-name. And we ain't talking about Beatrice. We ain't talking about beautiful. Yeah, somebody could not see that you was telling the truth about this person, and you was actually trying to heal help this person to heal. You was being a guiding light to this person. They couldn't see that shit. Oh, but they see it now. They really see it now. Now they're trying to heal themselves for what they did not see, what they refused to see before. You was delivering a message from God. They didn't want to see that. So they allowed, and then they, like I said, they betrayed you in the worst way while they were sitting here being ignorant in the worst fucking way. Confirmation. Come from motherfucking. Now it's like this person, they holding on to everything that they have, and they so stressed out because their life was good. You tried to tell them. You told them the truth. You tried to tell them. You was already abundant. You already knew what time it was. You was like, and you wasn't like, oh, it's a 7:52. Not that time, but you told them what time it was. You knew that this person did not have that street knowledge. They didn't have life experience. They didn't have, the intuition was not on point. They was allowing the shiny shit to oh, squirrel. Oh, look at this shiny over here too. Oh, and it's shiny over there. And you got a unicorn. You got a dragon. What other mythical creatures do you have? Hey, Addie, how are you? It's like, come on. For real? You was holding this person down for a long time. You was the person that they should have been trying to hold down for a long time. But instead, this person, you had to leave. You had to go on about your business and let this person figure this shit out on their own. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else? Thank you. Yeah, you had to let somebody else figure that shit out on their own. You had to just leave. Because it was becoming too much for you to bear, to have to watch this person go through this shit for a while now. Or they're going to have to go through that shit for a while to figure that shit out, to come from 1,000 miles all the way from the left just to go 2 blocks to the right. Don't pew-pew the messenger. When somebody trying to tell you something, sometimes instead of getting upset, why are you trying to get all up in my business? Understanding nobody trying to be in your business, but we just don't want to see you fuck your own life up. Be in your business. Do your thing. Do your thing. But hey, okay. Especially if somebody really care and they tell you a few times, that's like somebody trying to throw somebody else up in your face, and you like, first of all, ain't nobody even trying to compete with that piece of trash. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you can't see that I'm the truth. I'm the real deal, but yet somebody else trying to entice you with that unicorn, uh, magical dragon shit. That's all on you. But you're not gonna about to have me fighting for your fucking attention because you don't know how to fucking listen. Go on over there with go on. Good luck with the unicorn. Good luck. Take a picture with the dragon and send it to me. Let me know how that work out. Anything from this deck at all, Spirit? Hey, Miss Mahogany Drag. Yeah, something about an air sign. You know, somebody that was the air sign looks like that was the one that was telling the truth. Mm-hmm. And see, the beef ain't even with you. Yeah, somebody went into some type of contract or negotiation that they can't get out of now. And something about something's going on with somebody's teeth. Maybe that was the liar. And they was worried about the wrong fucking thing. And now somebody trying to be like spiteful because they was acting blind, deaf, and they must have been dumb. Mm-mm. Yeah, because something was wrong with their vision. They couldn't see what was in the open. And they did not believe you when you told them about you had this shaman energy. They didn't believe you, but I bet you they believe in you now. They're like, damn, why ain't I believe them? Damn it. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to swing the pendulum this morning. And so think of your question. Remember, if the pendulum swings towards you, that's a yes. If it swings left or right, that's a no. All right, so think of your question. And it's definitely a yes. It's a yes. All right, y'all. So since the Steelers really lost it yesterday, I'll definitely be back today. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you all. I really do. So, Beatrice, thank you so very much for that wonderful donation. I appreciate you so very much. All right. And y'all, we will see each other this evening. Have a wonderful day today. And remember, don't pew-pew the messenger. Bye.